Okay, I managed to get it to zero itself by cycling through the on-off mode for a few times, about 4 or 5 times, but it worked. Back down to zero now. And what I've also got is the Beeline sat-nav set up to show me the speed as well, so I can do a comparison. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, the speedo is showing an indicated 30 miles an hour, and according to the Beeline sat-nav it's about 27.5. So we're about right so far. And the bike has dropped down to zero, which is good, and the sat-nav is agreeing. So I'm going to get it down onto the dual carriageway now and just see if it behaves itself on there. I can wind it up a little bit and get it up to 50 or thereabouts. See how it compares to the Beeline. So I'm showing about 45 on the speedo and 41 on the sat-nav. It's good to see that the speedo is dropping down to zero every time when I stop. Now I'm still going to take it into Royal Enfield on Monday to get it checked out and have a new one ordered. If they've got one in stock already, then perhaps they could fit it straight away. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But for the time being, all seems well. Well, good morning YouTube. As you can see, the speedo still isn't zeroing properly. Let's just switch it off and switch it back on again, see if that makes a difference. There you go, it's gone back to zero. See how we get on today. Well, now then, there's some lovely looking bikes here. I really like the blue one. They have the new BSA here, the BSA Gold Star. It looks very nice. I think if I was to go for one of them, I'd have to wait a couple of years before I was interested, just to make sure all the bugs had been ironed out. Right then, Squires, got a coffee, and then off to home. Right then, well, let me tell you what they had to say about it all. Well, firstly, if they change the speedo, the whole unit comes out, and so you lose all the details that are in there, and the the mileage and the trip counters and all that. They all get wiped, it zeroes it completely. So of course it no longer matches the records in the service book, which will come to require a little bit of explanation should you ever sell the bike or trade it in or whatever. And I don't think I like the idea of having to explain a fault being repaired if I've come in to sell the bike. Anyway, what he suggested was if ever it goes again, which is, he said, is probably unlikely, fill you with confidence, is to just go through the cycle of switching it on and switching it off again in order to zero it once more. Anyway, that's easily done, so I think I'm going to stick with that as a plan and just keep an eye on it. And 9 times out of 10 I'm going to have the B-line with me anyway, so I think I needn't worry too much. So a little trip up to Tadcaster, essentially for nothing. It would have been nice if they'd have explained it to me when I first telephoned them, but anyway, there you go. So that, for now, is the end of that saga. Or at least I thought it was the end of the saga, but on the way home this happened. And as you can see, the speedo had gone back to its bad habit of registering all kinds of ridiculous speeds. On the way home I actually stopped and pulled up at the side of the road and switched it on and off and went through that recycling process about 3 or 4 times, and I managed to get it so that it only registered from about 20 miles an hour upward. And of course, by the time I got home, I went through the process several more times and eventually got it to 0. But it's not something I'm particularly happy with. I think Royal Enfield have dropped the ball a little bit on this particular part of the bike, and I think my only option really is going to be to have to change that speedo. I'm not particularly happy in having to do that because of course I'm going to lose all the records that are on there, i.e. the amount of miles that I've done and also anything that I've got on the trip counters. But that's a minor thing, I suppose. So long as I make a note of it, of what the original mileage was, keep that with the logbook and what have you, then when I come to changing the bike, problem solved, I suppose. So that's where I am. I'm no further forward than I was before, but at least I'm still getting some more miles out of the bike, and I must admit I'm still having a lot of fun with it, so it's a minor problem. I can live with it. I'll end the video there and in the usual way by saying look after yourselves, look after the people around you, and until next time, bye for now.